Now, I love a good shimmer oil, believe you me, but one thing I just cannot stand is the shimmer transferring over to my clothes. So like I've always had like the bronze one or like the golden shimmer oils, and I love the way that they look on my skin and I love the shimmer that it gives, but I just don't like the transfer. Even like the store-bought ones to the one that I made for myself, I just can't seem to get with it. So I went to look into a white shimmer that will give you a nice subtle glow and a little bit of a sparkle, but it won't transfer onto your clothes. And if it does, you're not going to be really able to see it. You can wear white and it won't really show on any of your clothes. You might get a little bit of a glitter, but that's okay. And that I can live with. But the gold shimmer and like the dark bronze and all of that, y'all can keep that. So, but those shimmers do have their purpose. I love them when I'm like going out on the beach or if I'm at the pool. Yeah, I don't really care if it gets on my swimsuit or anything like that. But like if you're just going out on a cute date night and you don't want anything that's just gonna like transfer onto a nice dress that you like, then a light shimmer that's white like this will definitely be something that will work great for those type of situations. Now, I did make a body cream of this shimmer as well. If that's something that you're interested in, definitely comment down shimmer and I'll drop that video as well. Now, when it comes to this formula, I did make a shimmer oil that's similar to this as well, but I did find that it did settle a lot, and I did get a few comments about the formula with the shimmer settling to the bottom after a while. Now, that formula was pretty thick and it was able to keep the shimmer circulating in the formula, but after a while it did start to settle. So I did make a few adjustments to this formula to try and get it to be a little bit thicker, but still able to use a pump bottle with and still have a nice silky smooth consistency, but just be a little bit thicker. So let's get into the formula. So for this, we're going to start off with caprylic triglycerides. Now this is going to be a silicone, so it's going to give you like your oil-like consistency, but it's not very oily. This is going to be a derivative of coconut oil. So this is a really great ingredient to use instead of using oils. You can use ingredients like this to make oil-free products instead of using coconut oil as your actual oil. So we're going to start off with caprylic triglyceride, and we're going to be using this in at 33% of the overall formula. And then we're going to add in safflower oil. Now, safflower oil is a really great oil that's extremely lightweight, really great because it's not going to have a lot of thickness to it, and it's going to easily blend into your skin and moisturize very well. What's great about this oil is that it has a very light hue of yellow to it, so it's not going to change the overall color of this shimmer oil, which I really like. We're also going to be using this at 33% as well. Then we're going to be adding in isododecane. Now, isododecane is a very important ingredient because with this, it's going to allow this product to be transfer resistant. So when you are adding it to your skin, it won't transfer as much to your clothing. You may get a little bit of transfer of a little bit of shimmer from this, but it's going to help dry it out. This is a product that's used a lot in like eyeshadows to help dry it out so that it doesn't transfer, and also in foundations so that they can be a lot more transfer resistant. My original formula, I used this in at 17%, but I'm going to up that percentage to help with the transfer resistance. I'm going to add it in at 20% instead to see if that helps to elevate the transfer resistance in this new formula. Then we're going to be using Wax LC. Now this is going to be a product that's going to help thicken this overall formula. This is going to help to make sure that the product, that it stays a bit thicker, that the shimmer itself can circulate a lot better inside of this shimmer, and it won't settle as quickly or at all. We're going to be using this in at 6.5%. Originally I had this in at 5%, so we're gonna up it to 6.5% to help thicken it up a little bit more. Now, not only is this a beautiful shimmer oil, but it also has high margins as well. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video where I'll share with you how much this product costs and what great profit you can make from this product. Okay, so then now we're going to be having our shimmer. Now your shimmer is going to be 10% of the formula. I know that sounds like a lot, but when it comes to your shimmer, you want to make sure that you are adding enough that's going to really actually show a nice shimmer or glow to your skin. Like you don't want it to just be, you know, a very light shimmer. But with this being white, it doesn't show up as much. It's not going to be so harsh on your skin. Like I can see like a little bit of a shimmer on my skin. I tried it on my niece as well, and she's lighter complected, so she got a little bit more of a shimmer. Like you can see more of the shimmer on her skin than you did on mine. But it does have a really nice glow. Now when it comes to the overall formula, so what you're going to do, you're going to add in your caprylic triglyceride, then we're going to take our coconut oil, the olive wax, and you're going to allow that to melt down because you want the olive wax to melt down with your oils. Once then, after everything has melted down and you allow it to cool for a little bit, then you want to add in the isododecaine, and then you're going to add in your shimmer. Now when it comes to your shimmer, there's going to be a bit of a breakdown for this. So you're going to start off with 50% of the Here Comes the Bride shimmer. And I'll have all of these shimmers linked down below. This is from Mad Mica, and I really love this Here Comes the Bride. It has a really nice glow to it. It's a very nice subtle shimmer, but it's very shimmery, and it's great for that exact occasion of getting married and having that Here Comes the Bride glow. So I love this. We're going to use that as 50% because it has such a strong glow to it. Then we're going to be using champagne. Now champagne, this is going to be a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit duller than the Here Comes the Bride, but it's going to add in a little bit more of the glow that you're looking for as well, and it's going to also add in a bit more of the shimmer, so it's not going to make it too strong. This is going to help make that more subtle, and that's going to be in at 20%. Then we have the diamond shimmer, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It's going to add in a little bit more shimmer to it as well, but not make it too shimmery and too in your face. So I really love this balance of the three white shimmers that I found from Mad Mica. Then I also have Tall, Dark, and Handsome. I'm adding this in at 10%. Now when it comes to Tall, Dark, and Handsome, this is a very dark shimmer, and it's going to really overtake if you add too much. Now adding it in at 10% really helped because it was just added a little bit of like a darkness to it, and that really helped with like my own skin tone and being able to see that shimmer a little bit more, and it just adds another element to it and making it a lot better of a shimmer overall, in my opinion. You can omit this if you don't like the dark hue that it brings, but I think that it does level out the overall shimmer oil itself. So we're going to add that in at 10%. Now I like to put those in a separate bowl by itself and mix that up because you can kind of see what that shimmer is going to do once you add everything. After that, you're going to add that to your overall formula base. Now I like to allow it to sit for a little bit before I pour it into the bowl to see, before I put it into the dropper bottle, I like to allow it to sit in the bowl to really see if it stays to that thick consistency that I'm looking for, to see how thick it was going to get. Because I did go from 5% to 6.5%, that is a pretty big of a jump when it comes to a thickener. So I wanted to see how thick it was going to get and if it would still have like that nice loose texture that I wanted. And allowing it to sit for overnight, I saw that it didn't start to settle at all. But I have a quick tip as to why the shimmer was able to stay suspended in the oil. Now I did use an immersion blender to fully incorporate the shimmer into the oil. Now this really helps to make sure that all the particles from the shimmer are fully incorporated, that they all completely fold into the oil, and you don't have little powdery pieces. Because I do notice that sometimes once you add it and just pour it into the oil, like it will start to mix in, but you might have some pieces that do not fully incorporate. So by using the immersion blender, you're allowing for everything to incorporate properly. Now let's get into the price of it all, because that's what you're really here for. Now when it comes to making this shimmer oil, we can break this down into its parts. We have our ingredients and like your jars and labels to really make up what the whole overall price is for this shimmer. Now, when it comes to the overall ingredients, just to make a 4-ounce bottle, this is going to cost $4.85. Now, when we get into your jars and your labels, that is going to be 88 cents. Overall, this is going to cost you $5.72 just to make one 4-ounce bottle. Now, if you do 100% markup on this, you can sell this for $11. I'll bring it up to $12. Now, that is a pretty good price for a shimmer oil. I would purchase a shimmer oil at $12. If you end up making this shimmer oil and you add any extra additives, or if you really make this an oil that's good for acne prone skin, or if you really try and make it catered to a particular skincare group, you can definitely up the price for this shimmer oil. This can end up being an oil that's $15 to $20, really depending on how much value your product actually has. So when you break it down, the price of this shimmer, this is a really great product that can really make you a lot of money. This is great for the spring and summertime, and really great for wedding season. So you want to make sure that you are promoting this product during the appropriate times during the year, when people are getting married, when people are going out on vacation, which is going to really be your spring and summer months, and also when you start to get into the fall as well. Now, the spreadsheet that I'm using in this video, you can grab a link to it down below. It goes over going through all of your ingredients, then you can break it down by your jars and your labels. It also has a section for labor costs. I never add that really in there, but you can if you'd like. And then it will break it down so that you can know how much you can charge for this particular product. You can mark it up by 100, 250 to really see how much you want to actually sell the product for. What I also really love is that at the bottom of the spreadsheet, it also goes into detail of how much money you can make depending on how many products you sell, and you can change that number to see what your goals can be as far as revenue for this particular product. So this is a really great spreadsheet. I do have a new one that I'm going to be coming out with very shortly, and this is going to go into a lot more detail. It's not going to be a free download, but this is a really great spreadsheet that will go more into detail of how much money you can make on these products, really going into more detail on your material cost to your labor cost as well, and really breaking down any material or ingredients that you're using so you can really know how much your ingredients themselves cost, and also break down how much that's costing you for each product to really see what ingredients are actually profitable for your business, and how you can switch it up as far as making your body butters or making creams or oils. So this is a really great spreadsheet that I'm going to be coming out with soon, so definitely keep your eyes out for that. If you are interested in the other shimmer oils that I made prior to that have more of a gold shimmer or bronze shimmer, watch this video here where I'll go into detail on how to make each of those shimmer oils, and I'll catch you in the next one.